Hey family, what's good? This is your girl. I am the Bronze Goddess, and I'm actually here today with a Strawberry Letter update. Hope that you guys have truly enjoyed Strawberry Letter Week here on my channel. I've done 5 videos in 5 days, so I'm really proud of myself. So please be sure to thumbs up if you guys enjoyed this week of letters, and also if you'd like me to do this again sometime in the future. And like I said, this one is a Strawberry Letter update. I don't typically get updates, which is sad to me. We pour our heart and soul into these letters, and to not get a response back, it's a little bit disheartening. So if you guys have ever written me, be sure to write back to let me know what happened. But this week I did manage to get a couple of updates, which I'm really happy about. I'm going to be sharing one of the updates here with you. Now, if you want to support the movement, be sure to support it by purchasing both of my books. The first one is called The Dating Game: How to Find Yourself While Looking for Mr. Right, and my second book is called Breaking the Man Code: The Key to Unlocking His Heart. Both books are available on Amazon.com, Kindle, and BarnesandNoble.com. And so definitely go ahead and support the movement by doing that, and also being sure to subscribe. If you're already a subscriber, be sure to click that little bell right next to the subscribe button. That way you'll always be notified whenever I upload a video. Now, I'm going to be sure to link the Strawberry Letter that I'm talking about right now here on the screen. I definitely recommend you watch that video before continuing on. Hopefully, if you're still watching this video, that means you've already watched that video first in its entirety, so you can see exactly what the situation was and exactly what my advice to the writer was. But to give you a brief synopsis of what happened, the writer is a 22-year-old woman who has a military boyfriend. Now, the boyfriend has definitely been very emotionally and verbally abusive towards the writer, to the point where she now just gives up whenever he just yells at her. He's belittled her and degraded her and talked down to her. He's even cheated on her in the past. There was even a point in their relationship where the writer received a letter from the military saying that her boyfriend just completed counseling because he was arrested for soliciting a prostitute. So the reason why the writer is torn is because she is head over heels in love with his son. She's really taken on a motherly role towards the boy. Apparently the boy may have possibly been abused. The writer actually is the one who put the child in counseling to help him to work through the issues that he may have suffered while staying at the grandmother's house. And the writer really loves the boy, so whenever she tries to leave, the boyfriend plays the son card on the writer. And that's her main thing. But now he's been deployed, and not only is she raising his son, but she's also taken in nieces and nephews. So she's got all of these kids living with her. She now has to work 70 hours a week to be able to afford to help all of these children when she actually has none of her own. Now, she feels like she wants to leave him, but she doesn't know what will happen with the children that she has. And she also was told by the family that leaving someone while they're deployed could be dangerous. He wouldn't be able to focus on his mission at hand and keep himself safe if he was worried about this issue back home. So the writer didn't know what she should do. Here is a snippet of some of the advice that I gave her. I feel like you are head over heels in love, but not with your boyfriend, with his son. He is well aware that the only reason why you're staying is because you love his child. And don't get me wrong, I think that is extremely noble of you. You have a kind heart. It is apparent throughout this letter. You have him in counseling. Like, you sound like you're the child's mother. And you are only there because you want to be there for his child, but he's taking advantage of you. It's not like you're giving all this loyalty to somebody who actually deserves it. This man belittles you, puts you down, has isolated you from your family, has been arrested for prostitution. Like, this is no angel that you're doing all of this for. You have to contact somebody else in his family to come take these kids. Because I feel like this is not your responsibility. You've bitten off so much more than you can chew. You are 22 years old, working 70 hours a week, playing mommy to not only, you said sons. At first you said, you made it sound like you only had one child, but you said taking care of his sons and nieces. How many children are you taking care of? And all of this for a man that you don't even sound like you love. You said that you feel so much happier. You said, and I quote, "I feel as though I've been awakened from a coma." That you're finally starting to feel like yourself. The common denominator is him. He is who you need to remove from your life. I say, If I were in your situation, I would definitely pray. This is why prayer is so crucial, because you said it sounds like the son was abused where he was at the grandmother's house. So I understand why you don't want to put him there, but there has to be someone in his family that you can give these children to. Where did these nieces come from? People just dropping off kids for you to raise? All of the things that he's doing is setting you up to be abused. It's emotional abuse, absolutely, but I feel like physical abuse is next. He already has you apologizing when he's done something wrong. Every time you fight, you don't even defend yourself anymore. You don't defend those verbal blows. Eventually physical blows will come. When a man takes you away from everybody who loves you, calls your friends fake, he doesn't want anybody else putting logic in your ear. He doesn't want any level-headed people telling you the truth. That's why he wants you to be away from those friends. Not because they're fake, but because if they really knew all that he was doing, they would demand of you to leave him. You have already said in your letter, if he comes back and you're still exactly where you are, you won't be able to get out. So you gotta make this move while he's gone. I don't know if he's got a sister or whomever. Give whoever's kids these are, give them their kids back. If he was any type of decent man, even if you broke up, he would still let you be a part of the child's life in some way. But just because you love the child doesn't mean you have to stay with him, because he has taken the time to isolate you from people who care. But lucky enough, I'm here on YouTube. And just because I don't know you doesn't mean I don't care. Save yourself. Run. Pray for those children. Ask God to give you the right steps. Ask God to give you the right people to contact and get those children where they need to be, where they can be loved and cherished and well taken care of. But you don't have to be their mom. You did not sign up to be a foster mom for unwanted children. You don't have to be in this situation. You want to be free, then free yourself. It's like you're in a jail cell, but the door's open. You don't have to sit here. You can get up and walk out. Alright, so it's been several months since the writer has written me and also seen my response, so I'm actually about to read her reply. Let's go get him. Hey Bronze Goddess, I wrote you back in April about whether or not I should end my relationship with my deployed boyfriend. I wanted to write back with an update on how things turned out. I want to say right now that I did end up leaving. Your video was so powerful and so on point, it really kept me going. Anytime I had doubts, I rewatched your video. You said everything my loved ones had said and more. It felt like you gave me permission to leave. When his son was done with school, I took him to live with his aunt, who is loving and kind. She was like a sister to me the last few months. When I messaged the father to tell him that I was leaving, he blew up on the phone. We talked for almost 2 hours after that. He admitted that he finally understood what his family had put me through with the threats and the manipulation. He wouldn't accept that answer at first and still doesn't see that he has done anything wrong. In the end, we agreed to wait until he returned to tell his son. So I gave him to his aunt without saying a thing. His father messaged me a few days later with a long text basically telling me he no longer cared about my feelings, so that he's going to protect his son from me. He claims I abandoned his son, which shows that I never truly loved him. He finished by telling me I would never see the little boy again. It broke my heart. I simply replied, as long as he would keep me from his son, there was no reason for us to keep in contact. I haven't heard from him since. I have always known this would be the result of me leaving, but what really surprised me was how his family reacted. I know I shouldn't be surprised, but I try to think the best of people. I spent months building a relationship with his sister so that she could see how much I loved my stepson. In the back of my mind, I hope that if I left, I could count on her to keep me in contact with the child. His family now claims that I'm dating my best friend and that I'm shady. It hurts how quickly they turned on me. His sister then posted a picture of my ex on the beach with his new girl. The hashtags were things like upgrading and moving on to better things. Also not surprised by how quickly he found another woman. Having seen how quickly he replaced me has shown that I was right to move on. Everyone I see tells me how happy I look and how good single looks on me. I feel like I'm finally free of him. I'm rebuilding my severed relationships and focusing on rebuilding my life. I have my own place now, and when my lease is up in a year, I'm going to join a program like the Peace Corps so I can put my big heart to good use. I'm mourning the loss of my son. Oh, she calls him her son. Oh, and I miss him every day. I want to send him books and art that I have made for him, but I think that out of spite, they would be thrown away. I have no idea what foolishness they're telling him, but I pray that he knows what is true. Hopefully he knows that I love him and always will. I am young and have my entire life ahead of me. I would rather be happy than miserable, and I don't want to settle for anything less than I deserve. Your book sits on my bedside table to guide me. Thank you for all that you do. Sincerely, much happier. This is the reason why I do what I do. It's just amazing to me that you were able to gather the strength to do what you needed to do. People always say easier said than done. I know that it was difficult for you to walk away, not knowing what they'd be telling the child about you, having this connection. In your letter, you even referred to him as your son. You have an amazing heart, and when you have children, I know for a fact they are going to be tremendously loved. But as I said in the letter, you can't just be with somebody out of pity. You can't just be with someone because you love their child. You have to love him. And I'm grateful that you were able to see that you're not missing anything. You have the rest of your life to look forward to. So I'm glad you're not wasting your valuable years, your time, your energy, all these things you'll never get back on somebody who was never worthy of any of it in the first place. People are in your life for a reason or a season. And the season that you were in this child's life was for you to help him to get the counseling that he needs, for him to see that other people love him, to have that motherly figure. You've done what you were supposed to do. So even if he keeps you away from the child, you've still imparted in him what will probably stay with him for the rest of his life, which is that he is worthy of love, that he is lovable, that even though the mother abandoned him, that doesn't mean he's not worthy of love. You did what you're supposed to do in the child's life. So don't mourn the loss of your son. You did what you were supposed to do. And if he truly loves you and you truly love him, you will always be in each other's hearts. I think that he was looking for somebody to replace the child's mother more so than somebody who would love him and his child. I think he was just looking for a role filler. He wanted to get the child a new mom. And it's sad that he just used you. He saw that you were really motherly, and that's exactly what he was looking for. He wasn't looking for someone that he could love, that he could honor, and that he could cherish. He wanted somebody to give his child's baths and feed the child, take the child to school, and do all those little things. He doesn't need to, I feel like he's not looking for a companion. He's looking for a mother for his child. Glad that you're going to be joining, like you said, an organization much like the Peace Corps to put your big heart to use. You do have an amazing heart, and God will bless you tremendously for how you handled it, despite how he did you wrong. People always think, because right now, the era that we live in right now, people think it's so cool to be petty. Oh, I love being petty. Girl, I'm petty. People are proud to be petty. But God don't bless pettiness, okay? I'm so proud of you for having the strength to do what you know you needed to do. You needed to do it before he came home, before he had an opportunity to convince you to stay with him. It took a lot of strength. It took a lot of courage. You are so much stronger than you ever knew that you were. And I'm grateful for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to send me your update. I really appreciate it. Hope that you guys have enjoyed this. And if you want to see the other updates in the future, then be sure to comment that and all that. I will give you guys updates on other letters that I've received. I did get 2 more. But I love you guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed Strawberry Letter Week. And I will see you guys in the next video. Till next time, later divas and dudes. Deuces, honey.